Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
How's it going? What's up,
Ooh.
everybody? It's Erin.
And Nicole, this is Dude That's Fucked Up.
The
Wow.
podcast.
The podcast, the year, the decade, the century.
Here we are. Wow.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, you guys. What a truly fucked up show we have for you today. My God.
I'm so glad. Erin, this is an Erin pick, and I don't think I really knew anything about this. I was like kind of aware of it loosely, but I know the details, and we're going to get into it, and it's some shit.
Oh my God. It's such a nightmare.
It's such an elective nightmare.
Well, and it's like unearthing like a lot of stuff, like a lot of like gray area stuff that I never really thought about before. Like, that I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like we're going to have some philosophical discussions.
Truly. But before we do,
Yeah.
what we gotta just get into our any business.
The biz, I feel like same as last week. We have a Patreon. Did we say last week we were starting like a different tier of?
I don't think so.
Oh, good. Well, we are. So we're
Yes.
adding a tier. We started a Discord, and it's just basically a big giant group chat. And so we have a new tier for Patreon, and it just gives you access to that community. And we're just in there chatting. We're sharing,
Posting pics,
Yeah.
talking shit, being silly.
Just hanging out.
Just hanging out.
Yeah.
I pop in there and talk about how there was a flaps joke on Great British Bake Off that I don't know if anybody else caught, but I did. I don't know.
Yeah. We talked about that on an episode recently.
I think so. Yeah. That was like the last, but we're still talking about it.
We're still talking about it.
The gist.
Well,
basically.
And so then because like we're flap enthusiasts, I think is what you said. And I was like, oh, am I a flap enthusiast if in my brain, every time I hear Rack City, I think Flap City, bitch. Flap City,
flap
bitch.
City, bitch. 10, 20s on your on your titties, bitch.
On your twitties.
On your twitties.
Them tiggle twitties.
What a great song, by the way.
It's so
Tyga's only good song.
Oh my God. Oh, Mustard on the Beat.
Mustard on the Beat. Oh my God.
Wait,
okay.
Oh, it is Mustard, right?
I was Mustard, like, DJ Mustard, yeah. What do you think it was?
I don't know, but I was like, is it? I had one of those moments where I'm like, old lady moment, where I'm like, is this what the kids are saying? It's DJ
Dude,
Mustard.
the kids don't even know because that shit's old now.
Yeah. They're like, ew, DJ Mustard. Okay, Dad.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh my God.
Well.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Well, yes, a new tier of Patreon. Check that out. Also, our 5-year anniversary episode is coming out.
Oh yeah.
So we're soliciting stories. We just got a gorgeous story the other day. Did you read it?
Oh yeah.
Wow. I cannot wait to read that story to everybody. It is so good. So yeah, we're looking for sex stories, gross out, weird,
Fart.
creepy, fart, embarrassing. I don't know, whatever.
Barf story.
We want it all.
Well,
what the fuck were we talking about?
I don't know.
I made this drink too strong. By the way.
I'm just having a spin drift, but I feel I'm drunk through osmosis. Well, okay, I don't know what we were talking about, but it probably doesn't matter. Do you have a fucked up thing of the week?
Just this drink that I made has, like I said, it's a little too strong.
Yeah.
But also I tried to like muddle up some mango, and it's just like way too big of
chunks
pieces,
of mango.
So I might just be like really having a hard time with this drink through the whole episode. So I'm sorry in advance.
No. Or if we hear a lot of like slurping, sorry for
horrible.
the.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I
Sound
always want to
effects.
call it misophonia. Oh, that's right.
Is it?
Yeah, I was thinking mesothelioma. It's misophonia.
Okay.
It's like the auditory people who have like they can't stand the sound of like eating or drinking.
It's the sound of chewing.
Chewing.
Yeah, really horrible. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, yeah.
Well,
so that's my fucked up.
Yeah, I don't really have anything fucked up this week. The news cycle this week, I felt like we could seriously do
just an entire episode on it.
There's a lot going on. We've been talking in our group chat about people who have been fully rejecting necessary transplants, like life-saving transplants, a heart, a kidney, a liver, whatever. Like, and there are people who are rejecting it just because they don't want to be vaccinated. It's insane.
Yeah, like this is America right now. Like people like in line for their life-saving fucking, liver or kidney transplants are not liver, kidney transplants are like, no, I don't want to I don't want to get a vaccine.
Yeah.
So, and like that's required if you want to enter a hospital. So
yeah. And
I don't know.
And if you want to waste a kidney, because if you're not vaccinated and you get COVID and die, they just wasted a good organ on a dum-dum.
I guess maybe you could harvest it again.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Maybe you just make them live on ice. Like fine, if you're not going to get vaccinated, you need to be hooked up to this monitor that alerts us the second you die so we can come get that organ. And you could only live in an ice sculpture. Yeah.
Oh, that's fucked up. No, but I mean, it's just like truly insane. Like there's people that have been waiting on like, transplant lists that are taking every precaution and getting
and not leaving the house and like not seeing family. Yeah, I know.
So
it's wild. Also, the Rudy Giuliani thing on The Masked Singer. Did you see that today?
Yeah, dude. What the fuck?
Why is he out here in these streets still? Why is he on I mean, I know why he's on Fox.
You know what? I blame the fucking, bigwigs at whatever channel Masked Singer is on.
I think it's Fox. Yeah, I think, which makes sense. Yeah.
Makes sense, yeah.
Oh my God, or the guy that just like resigned from CNN. It has been truly like
oh my God, I know.
Trash.
The news cycle is just truly
a lot of trash men.
A bucking bronco of garbage.
Fucking Joe Rogan. It's Spotify.
I mean, Joe Rogan is always doing some fuck shit.
Oh, but it's just been a lot. Anyway, okay. Well, I don't know if you had a better segue, but also I just wasn't sure how we got on today's topic, so I wanted to ask you. But if you have a better segue, you can go.
Oh yeah, because I wanted to talk about this because I read a article recently. I think it was in Allure. It like popped up on my
on your Apple News feed or whatever.
Yeah, on my Apple News feed, and I was like reading it, and I was just like, oh fuck, this is wild. So
okay, I was like, is it because you're on TikTok all the time?
I actually have been staying off of all social media pretty well. I've been doing the New York Times crosswords. And
that's a nice
spelling
way.
bee.
Yeah,
and just like doing word puzzles because like
Wordle?
Once I started playing Wordle, bitch,
I'm fucking phenomenal at that game. I don't know how. Pete's always like, you got it in 3. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
I got a vocabulary.
That's exactly like I'm fucking solving that shit in 2 minutes or less. Like it is my shit. So I've been doing like I've just been playing like word games basically to keep myself off of social media.
Have you been playing Queerdle?
No, is that like a knockoff?
Yeah, it's like an LGBTQ version. It's very good.
Fun.
It's hard. It's way harder.
Okay.
Because it's made up words a lot of times, it's like pop culture words. And so but it's fun.
Okay. I'll definitely check that out because I can't get enough. I've been playing the crossword minis,
I love the minis.
Do those in like 45 seconds, bitch.
I know, bitch. I know.
It's great.
I fucking love it.
That's my brain stretcher.
Yeah.
And it's so much better than being on social media. So no, I haven't, I didn't get this from social media but I have seen TikToks about this particular subject that we're talking about today.
Okay.
We are talking about, and this is like a very specific topic, but we're like going to dive into it. We're talking about Brazilian butt lifts or BBLs as they're known in the pop culture realm.
Different from Tom Cruise lifts.
That man is 5'4".
Oh, he wishes. Maybe if he styles his hair really tall. He's like 5 feet.
Yeah, this man is a short king. That is, I don't think I stand, but
No. Yeah.
So yeah, we're talking about Brazilian butt lifts and how fucked up they are. My God.
Oh my God.
Listen, anybody who's out there who wants to go ahead and augment any part of their body, absolutely, you do it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
You don't need to, but you do it. You do you.
Yeah. You do you. If you got the money, you got the time to take off work to recover.
Yep.
Godspeed. But
no shortcuts.
No shortcuts. Especially when it comes to your butt, dudes. You don't want to fuck with your butt too much.
No, you need it for sitting and pooping and laying down. Like, your butt is integral to your daily tasks. And you can't just be lying on your stomach the rest of your life.
No.
How inconvenient.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's like parts of my body that I'm like not okay with, which I think that's everybody. And, you know, I grew up in the 90s with, you know, and eating disorders lurking around every corner all the time through high school.
Heroin chic.
Yeah, it was just like we like came of age when lowrider jeans were the fucking thing.
Oh my
okay?
God. I know. I've been thinking about that. Like,
and that
it was drilled into us not to have a butt. You couldn't have a butt.
Yeah. No, that's the thing. That's why this whole thing is so fucked up, because beauty standards are fucking horse shit.
Yeah.
They're going to change every 10 to 20 years, no matter what. It is truly all there is no winning with this, with any.
You don't want to risk
standard.
your life. You don't want to risk your life for this shit.
That's the thing about the Brazilian butt lift that we're going to go into. This procedure is becoming extremely popular thanks to this rise in social media and this like very intense beauty standard that is like relatively new in how exaggerated it is, that it focuses on, you know, big tits, big hips, big butt.
Tiny waist.
Tiny waist. Yeah. Tiny waist. So
I'm the opposite of that.
Like I said,
I'm
built
all
like a
waist.
I like didn't get curves until I was like 22, and then it just like kind of, you know, just all, I don't know. I like I like I said, despite everything, like I have parts of my body that I am like certainly not okay with, but my butt, I like it. It's cool. I look at it, I'm like, all right.
Good for you. Yeah. I don't really think about my body very often, which I think is pretty good.
I love body neutrality, like just not thinking about the external, you know?
Yeah.
Like, even body positivity to me is just like so forced. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, it's okay to not like certain parts of your body, but like, I don't know. Being like, I love every part of my body. That's like, I don't know.
I get, maybe that's the aspiration, you know. It's like maybe we can all get to a point where it's like even if you, maybe it's really just not having disdain for parts of your body. You know what I mean? It's like neutral, or you love it. No negative feelings about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just I'm at that place where I've like gained some weight, and I think I look better naked because my clothes fit different, you know? And I'm like, oh, when I'm naked, I like feel really good about myself. And then when I'm in clothes, I'm like, oh. So I just have to be naked mostly. I'm wearing sweatpants right now.
Yeah, I think that's just a side effect too of just the fact that like I won't refuse to wear hard pants anymore.
Yeah. True. It's the hard pants when you put those on.
Yeah, it's like, oh, these look terrible. Like,
instant shame.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So anyway, just throwing together an outfit for any reason is hard. Anyway, well, so just like a little background about the origins of the Brazilian butt lift. And this is like, again, like we're not going to shame anybody for this. This is just a very dangerous procedure. And we'll talk about why in a little bit. But like, we want to talk about just kind of first the the origins of it and like what's going on with it.
Yeah.
So this comes from actually like goes back to the 1960s. A surgeon named Ivo Pitingai, who is Brazilian, founded the world's first plastic surgery training center in Brazil, where he pioneered what would be known as the Brazilian butt lift. And then he taught surgeons all over the globe how to perform his techniques. In 1964, he published a paper on early buttock lift surgery, which removed excess skin and tissue to correct sagging. So, like, he literally, like, you know, just kind of like
nip and tuck.
Yeah. This method tightened and toned, but it wasn't able to increase the volume or projection, which is like what we're
talking
seeing
about
with the BBL
Yes.
these days. Like, it's like a bubble butt, you know, basically is what people are going for.
Yeah.
And then a few years later, in 1969, I guess this is like a journal, a medical journal, Bartles et al. Documented the earliest butt augmentation procedure using a silicone breast implant to correct atrophy of a patient's left buttock.
Oh.
And then Koch and Ricketson went on to document the first purely cosmetic butt augmentation in 1973. And then this led to the commercial development of a butt-specific implant. Gluteal implants continued to improve and like got better as time went on, you know, with size options, just like breast augmentations.
Yeah.
And then that like kind of just morphed into, and then as liposuction became a procedure that became more popular, people started figuring out, okay, instead of silicone implants, we can move the fat from that we're liposuctioning out of, you know, the stomach, the arms, the thighs, whatever, into the butt.
Oh, okay.
Instead of an implant. And that's how the Brazilian butt lift came to be. I don't know, man.
It's
so the name itself, how it is now, the BBL, Brazilian butt lift, it's not really lifting the butt anymore. So like what it used to be, the origins of it,
right.
like the reason it has its name, it's totally morphed into something totally different.
Right.
So instead of doing any kind of lifting, it's just literally rounding out the butt, growing it, and transplanting fat into the butt. And honestly, it sounds great in a lot of ways. It's like killing two birds with one stone, which is why I think it's very attractive to so many people.
Yeah, like you're going to take 800 cc's or whatever out of my tummy and put it into each butt cheek. Like, yeah.
Great.
Especially with today's current beauty standards, because it's like, yeah, that's what is popular right now and attractive.
It seems ideal, like of a procedure. It's like there's no waste, there's no foreign object going in your body. Like, you know what I mean? It's to people, I think it seems like au naturel. Because
even though there's a lot to it still.
Oh yeah. But I think like on the surface, people think like, oh yeah, it's like taking my fat that's already in my body and just moving it to a different place in my body.
Which is truly like always the joke when we were teenagers and stuff. It's like, oh, I wish I could take the fat in my tummy and put it in my boobs. Or like, oh, I wish I could give you some of my boobs. Like when you had a friend that had huge, like hated her boobs because they were too huge. And you're like, I would take some. And they're like, I wish I could give you some of my boobs or whatever. It's like, this is like that. It's you're just moving things around. But it's not that easy.
It is not that easy. This is... It sounds great, but it is a very, very dangerous procedure. From 2011 to 2016, there were 25 BBL deaths among members of the American Society for Aesthetic Plastic Surgery. Those are like reported, like board certified plastic surgeons who are, you know, specifically having people die under their care.
This is key, the American Society for Aesthetic Plastic Surgery, because there's way more deaths than that. They're just not in here.
In 2017, a plastic surgery task force reported that 3% of plastic surgeons who performed the procedure had a patient die.
Yikes.
That's like fucking terrifying. Like, I don't want any percentage of any plastic surgeon to have, and that's one specific fucking procedure.
What?
Like,
Very specific.
there's very specific.
And it's for your fucking butt, dude.
For your butt. The most embarrassing thing of all.
Like, oh my God. I have this later on, but I want to just say it now. This is the most embarrassing way to die for me personally. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going in to get a new butt out of choice. It's an election. It's not even a necessity. And I'm going in to get a new butt and I die from my new butt. Oh my God. My new butt kills me.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Your ass killed you.
Oh my God, no.
Yeah, it's like, it sucks, man. It's really scary. Like, I understand there you can have complications with any surgery. I'm talking like you can have fucking complications from anesthesia from, you know,
a colonoscopy.
I was gonna say a colonoscopy.
Yeah.
Like that shit happens. Like anything where you have anesthesia and like things could go wrong. Yeah. So that being said, this is specifically about Brazilian butt lifts, like, which is a very niche procedure. Okay. Mm-hmm. However, it is becoming much more popular. So the numbers are going up. Ugh. So the rate of this is pretty terrifying. So from 2013 to 2018, just one single Florida clinic had at least 8 patients die. Within a span of 5 years, 8 people died that went to this one specific Florida clinic. That's fucking horrifying.
That's so Florida. That's so Florida, you know? No, it's horrifying. That's more than one a year, which sounds just so unbelievable to me.
Again, just for the Brazilian butt lift procedure, not for any other.
Like they could be killing people for other shit too, but this is just BBL. Mm-hmm. I know. Oh my gosh. It's so... Florida has a BBL problem. We'll get into it. But...
Mm-hmm. So, and then a few years ago, a task force found that BBLs had a death rate of up to 1 in 3,000.
Oh my God.
Which is the highest from any aesthetic procedure. So your breast augmentations, your liposuctions, your facelifts, your, you know, whatever you're going in for that are like, you know, pretty intense procedures.
Yeah.
No. This is 1 in 3,000.
Oh my God.
This approaches the death rate from gallbladder surgery, which I didn't realize was that's kind of scary.
You're probably more likely to survive like a fucking face transplant.
Oh, fuck yeah. I mean, well,
oh my God.
The statistics of that are different, but yeah. But yeah, it's just for a little bit more perspective, mortality rates for other cosmetic surgeries is 1 in 50,000 or up to 1 in 100,000. So
and this
like
is
again,
1 in 3,000.
Yeah, that's a really, really bad fucking stat.
So it's like, let's say, for example, rhinoplasty. You have maybe a 1 in 50,000 chance of dying, but in getting a Brazilian butt lift, you have 1 in 3,000. That's wild.
So I imagine they're probably doing every day in America. They're doing, you know, I don't know how many BBLs like in the country, around the world. Like, I don't know. I think this is for around the world. I don't know that this is like U.S. specific. I don't know. Still,
has nobody heard of squats for one, and for two, fucking drag queens and padding? Like, you could have the butt you want without risking your life going under the knife. You know what I mean?
People want that fucking beach pic with their, you know, their
perfect in their bathing
peach
suit.
butt. You know,
fucking Photoshop it. Who gives a shit?
I mean, the Kardashians, do you think that shit's 100% real? No, it's not. Okay, no. First of all.
Khloe has a new face every time I see her, honestly.
Oh my God, Khloe.
I'm like, and it's, you know, maybe it's Photoshopped, but I'm like, every picture I see, I'm like, that's her. It could also be makeup. But
well, that's the issue with this, the BBL. Like, this is like a whole nother layer deep, but people go into plastic surgeons' offices with pictures of people that they want to look like,
Yeah.
not taking into account the fact that every picture that's on the internet is now face-tuned, has a filter,
Yeah.
is photoshopped. Like, it realistically, you just cannot ever come close to looking like this. Like,
No.
human beings don't look like that in real life.
And
no
the
matter,
doctors
like,
aren't saying anything.
and that's another layer deep that I
Yeah.
have so many fucking questions
Ethical
about.
questions, yeah.
So the reason people die so I guess frequently because of this is because unbeknownst to me, I didn't realize this, your butt has a pretty complex vascular system.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have tons and tons of small blood vessels running through it because of all the muscle in your butt.
Yeah.
So people die from BBLs when fat is accidentally injected into the muscle, into the veins, and some of those veins have like diameters that are as big as drinking straws.
Oh
Like,
my God.
a fucking diameter of a drinking straw.
And
Like,
the needle that they're using is way tinier, so it could easily be just slide
puncture and
right
go
in there
into-
and no one would know.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's because I think what they're trying to do is inject it into the layer of fat that's between the skin and the muscle, right? But it's like,
Yeah.
it's
It's impossible because there could even be part of your vascular system can go up into your fat. So
yeah.
it's almost impossible to be completely safe with this.
Yeah. And I
So
think I watched the Red Table Talk with Jada. They
Me
did a
too.
whole.
Oh
Oh
my
my
God.
God, it's so good. Oh my God.
I was like horrified watching the doctor explain. They had so there's an episode of Red Table Talk with Jada Pinkett Smith.
Yeah.
She talks to like a bunch of people who, like, one woman whose sister died
Yeah.
from a BBL, a plastic surgeon who like talks about the dangers of it, and then this another plastic surgeon who like demonstrates how dangerous it can be, and like what the like a very rough demonstration of what the vascular system,
Yeah.
is like in your butt. And it's
Yeah.
just like, it was horrifying. Like,
Horrifying.
listening to him explain it, I was like, oh my God, I would never. I was like, this, it's scary, whatever, but I didn't think it was, this easy to have complications.
Yeah.
And when he explained it, it was just like, oh my God. Like,
Well-
if everybody knew this, I don't think anybody would do it.
And the reason is because, like, yeah, like doctors have a really good idea of like the major veins in a person's body and like roughly where those are. But because everybody's vascular system is different, he said it's like a fingerprint. So
Yeah.
one person's could be different from another person. So you truly don't know where this shit is. Okay. Also, did we say this that like the newest reports that are coming out are saying that the new death rates could be as high as 1 in 500?
Yes. Yeah.
Wait, did we say it or did we
No,
not?
we didn't say that.
Oh my God.
Because that's more recent. Like, I think there's more because this is like become so popular. There's more resources being dedicated to
Yes.
like paying attention to like how big of an issue this is. Like, so it's like it's insane. Yeah, because it's becoming so popular.
So they're not like attributing it, like maybe before people wouldn't know, or someone could have gotten multiple things done at once, and so they like attribute the death to like maybe some other thing. But it's like, well, yeah, but that wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for the Brazilian butt lift they had.
And not to mention, like, not all these, like, a lot of these deaths are happening because of procedures that are being done out of the country.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that. That's oof. Oh my God.
There's so many levels to it, and there's like no way to really pinpoint the exact number. That's why this is like all kind of an estimate, and that's why that new estimate is so terrifying, because there's so many factors involved where it's like not every person performing these procedures are actual plastic surgeons.
Right.
Which, bitch, what?
Some of them are like estheticians or like fucking dermatologists that
I wouldn't even want somebody that's not, certified to do anything like that, even give me a Botox injection. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I get
You know?
Botox and I go to my dermatologist.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
scary because you could like paralyze your eye, or like, you could, it could go droopy if it's not in the right spot, or if they put too much, or.
But I mean, and that's just for Botox.
Right. This is so much more.
The BBL is a major, major fucking surgery, because not only are they like, it's not just that they're injecting something into your butt, it's that they're taking
Right.
fat from other parts of your body, and that can like put your system into shock. So that's kind of part of it. But what actually happens, we'll talk about later, but just like to give you an idea of what the recovery is like, because again, this is a big procedure.
Yeah.
It's a very slow and painful recovery.
Ugh.
Most people need about 10 to 14 days of rest before even going back to a full day of work.
Wow.
Because sitting and sleeping
Oh.
are almost impossible after you get this done.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, that's an optimistic, like, high-end expectation of basically 2 weeks of recovery. And because, aftercare, it depends on the person, who, like, it depends on their body type, on their overall health. But either way, you have to wear a faja, which is it's spelled FAJA, which is a corset-like garment that keeps your body shape in place after you do this. And you have to wear it for 3 months so that the new fat learns to connect with the existing fat. Like, yuck, fucking shit. Well, because, okay, what happens is when they inject the fat and you suck it out and then inject it into your butt,
Yeah.
the fat has to like get into the system. Basically, it has to get into
Yeah.
the vascular system, or else it'll die. And
Oh.
so, like, you could just have fucking dead fat hanging out in your ass, and that happens. So,
Ew, and it's just like loose and like probably moves around. Like when you have like a weird like node or something, like, and it like moves around until it like works itself out. Ugh, oh my God, oh my gosh. But if I got this done, I would wear that faja all the time.
yeah.
I'd be
Oh,
scared
yeah.
to stop wearing it.
Well, that's the thing. I think it's super uncomfortable. You also have to sleep face down for
Oh.
at least 6 weeks, and you have to sit with a special pillow. You can't just like sit on your butt.
You know why? Because you'd fucking it would settle weird, I bet. Like, and then you would have gone through all of this just to have a very weird, square, very wide, flat butt. You know what I mean? Oh my God.
It like helps like support your hips and stuff. It's like
Yeah.
fucked up.
Oh my God.
And then to help with circulation, patients must schedule regular post-op massages, which are often very painful.
This is just someone who wants to touch butts. This sounds suspicious to me.
No, you gotta like move. You gotta get the circulation for the fat cells.
Have a friend do it.
Well,
No, don't.
I would rather go to a doctor to get the post-op massages. And then peeing is its own fucking peeing and pooping.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't even imagine.
No,
trying
you have
do
to
this
just
with a
stand in
new
the
huge
shower.
butt.
Yeah, you just
yeah.
stand in the shower and rinse it down. Probably you can't sit on the toilet.
You got to shit in the shower. I'm sorry.
Yep, sorry. In your prep for the surgery, you take the drain out and you make it into a toilet. You know what I mean?
They're like, you have to learn how to poop standing up now. Like, that is part of your post-op
Forever.
recovery. Like this, I'm not kidding. Like, it pretty much is.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
Like, if you, like, come on.
You might as well get an ileostomy while you get this, so that. But then it'd be hard to maybe sleep on your tummy.
That's true. You can't sleep on your stomach with an ostomy bag.
No. Oh my goodness.
You'd have to like sleep on like a platform or something
with a hole where the ileostomy is. Yeah. Oh my God. This is reminding me because I had a friend that had a breast augmentation, and I remember her telling me like her boyfriend at the time massaged them like they had to massage them,
Mm-hmm.
every day, a few times a day,
Ugh.
which, oh God. And she said it was the most painful thing. Like she would almost pass out and stuff. And oh my God.
Jesus fucking Christ.
It's
Yikes.
that's the part I think, our brains are so powerful and they like trick us into thinking, like you're worried about the day of or whatever, and then you're worried about getting home. But like really the hard part is those 2 weeks after where it's like brutal.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
And that's assuming you survived the procedure.
Right. Well, and this is, I guess it's technically likely, but listen, a bunch of people haven't been surviving it.
No.
Well, I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about, you mentioned on Red Table Talk, Dr. Arthur Perry, who came on and showed with duck fat, like in a chicken breast, like how it works, where you literally just fucking inject the fat and it bubbles up. It's wild. And he said it's still technically considered experimental in the US and it's not certified. And part of the reason it's not certified as like a medical procedure. And part of the reason is because in America, the government doesn't really regulate medical procedures. They regulate more like medical equipment and pharmaceuticals and drugs, stuff like that, where the big money is, and the corruption. Of course, they have their hands in that. But the exception to this has been Florida, because Florida has killed so many people doing this surgery that people were like, hang on, what is going on down here? We need to curb this, because people are going to fucking South Miami or whatever, and they're going to these med spas and they're getting this procedure and people are just dying. So many people. And so Florida law there's now a law in Florida where doctors cannot go into the muscle with an injection of fat or they'll lose their license, whether it's an accident or not. And that's, like you said earlier, it's impossible to know if you're in the right area. Like if you're right before the muscle or you're in the muscle or maybe you're under it. Like, I mean, maybe you could tell a little bit, but not for sure. And you don't know if you're in a vein or not. So that's why this is so sketchy. And it's so who would regulate a surgery like this is the American Medical Association. They set the bar for surgeries and procedures, and everybody that's a part of the American Medical Association and has their license to practice and all these things, they have to follow those rules. But the AMA doesn't have that as much for plastic surgery. And I don't exactly know why, but I think it's maybe a little bit like there's an art to plastic surgery.
Well, and it's also a way to market for like, especially like kind of the shadier plastic surgeons to market themselves, to say they have like a new, like this is their like patented, procedure basically, which is like a new way that they do liposuction or whatever. And it's just, or like the like blah, blah, blah tummy tuck, like,
right.
Where it's like a branded thing.
We go in this side instead of this side. And what that does is it evens things out more and it gives you more of a tighter, however they explain it.
It's literally like just to like market themselves so that they stand apart from everybody. And there's like a whole entire like ethics thing with this that a lot of, I guess on the upside of plastic surgeons, like they're like not okay with how some of these like more shitty plastic surgeons kind of get into this like grimy, weird level of, I don't know.
It's gross. And going back to like the American Medical Association, like, if it is a stint, like say you're a heart surgeon and you're developing some new technique or whatever, because that is a process that's regulated, it would go through like a decade's worth of trials, and you would be collecting data over it, and multiple hospitals would be testing this and seeing if it works, and then it would become the standard. Let's say, like if you found a new better way, then it becomes the standard. But for this, because it is like a gray area, that's never gonna be a thing. It's like you're saying, you just develop a way that you want to pitch your tummy tuck, and then you put a billboard on Sunset Boulevard and you're fucking making bank the next day. Like, it doesn't matter.
Crazy.
It's crazy. And we already talked a bit about it, but the butt has a very complex vascular system, and right now the safest way to perform the procedure is in between the skin and the muscle, as we said, like where the fat already is. And because so many people have died, doctors know this, and experts are trying to develop tools that will alert the doctor to when they've accidentally gone into the muscle, like some sort of tool where there's like an alarm or something. I don't know. But Dr. Perry, Arthur Perry, was still saying like, this is still dangerous because, like we talked about, there could be a huge vein that runs in that fat pocket and you don't know if you've hit it. So it's not even just the muscle that we need to be worried about. It's the vascular system.
And we should say the reason why it's such a bad fucking thing if you hit one of these these blood vessels in the vascular system is that if the fat injection, if anything other than blood gets into the vascular system, the arteries, it's going to go into your heart and into your lungs, cause a pulmonary embolism and kill you.
Yeah. It's so like that's pretty quick.
Yeah, it's like within, a couple hours, basically. Yeah. Like, you'll know, like, because you'll be dead.
Well, you won't
like,
know,
the doctor's like, I don't know if I hit a vein. And then they're like, oh, yeah, I did.
Oh, I must have hit a vein on that one.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's why people die. That's why it's bad. I mean, there could also be other reasons people die, like either from infections or, blood clots. Because, your body's undergone a kind of a full body trauma if you have fat sucked out of every part of your body to get enough fat to inject into your butt. Because, that's the thing. They're like making sure they have 800 cc's for each cheek. So if you don't have that much fat, they're going to like put other things in your body too. And people get infections from those. So we'll talk about that in a second. But
oh my God.
Yeah. So in the US, it's like it's all muddled. It's weird. So people actually go out of the country to do this because it could be cheaper.
Yeah.
But it could still cost like a lot of money because you're paying money to travel outside of the country and to stay somewhere. But
I feel like it would even out.
Yeah, I don't know. Like even in the United States, I guess it's like $10,000 for like a reputable surgeon, I guess.
Like a mainstream, probably like well-known, well-admired, maybe they've written in some medical journals or whatever, but that's like the caliber you want if you're doing something this risky. Like
truly,
you'll pay $10,000, but they're certified with all the boards and they have hospital privileges, which means they can practice. Like even if they're doing it in their office or whatever, and it's a medical like office, they're still connected to a hospital.
And they're held accountable by the hospital that they have admitting privileges to.
Yeah, and the board there.
Yeah. So, and also if you like go out of the country and you get fucked up and it's not good, you're going to have to do it all over again or do multiple procedures afterwards. So
oh my God.
Why wouldn't you just like get the tippy top of the line if you could?
I know. Well, and I guess like you don't technically have to go out of the country to get cheaper. You could get it cheaper, but it's like at a fucking Groupon place, in Florida. You know what I mean? Like, why are you even like, this isn't a fucking eyebrow threading. This is moving fat from your body to your butt. It's very dangerous. Don't like just spring for it if you're going to do it, I guess.
Truly.
But know that you could die. And like, okay, I think it's so much worse. It's so much worse to travel out of the country. And I don't mean that to be like xenophobic. It's just that surgery is scary already. And here, this is my native country with my native language and with my family who can hopefully advocate for me. My health insurance is here. I have all my creature comforts. Like, I can't even imagine like how scary it would be to go to a foreign country to have surgery. Like where you're under anesthesia. Like, that is wild to me.
Yeah. At least here we know that your medical bills are going to be astronomical, like on principle, you know, no matter what.
Listen, oh my God. I got the car accident I was in, I got a bill for the fire truck to come. Is that not insane?
What are my taxpayer dollars going towards?
Bitch, I am like, I didn't even use it. And it's like, I'm like, can I argue that I was under duress when I made the call and they were like, do you want the fire department? No one asked. They weren't like, we're going to charge you. Do you want the fire department? They were just like, do you want emergency services? And I was like, yeah.
Bitch. That's the contract. You want emergency services, you're going to pay for it.
Yeah.
I fucking hate it here.
I
man.
hate
What a joke.
more and more every day. I'm like, this
What a
place. Today, Pete was like, maybe you should run for office. And I was like, maybe I should. And then 5 seconds later, he's like, although you do have like over 250 episodes that they could like.
Honestly,
through.
I think that's a
plus,
not a liability. I think it's a plus. I'll be your campaign manager.
It would just be for
we could spend it.
Yeah, assembly person or something easy.
Oh, yeah.
No one even looks at that. They just go,
yeah,
whatever.
City
She
council.
looks nice. Yeah, I just take a good headshot. It's fine.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, yeah. So going out of country, you know, whatever. It's people do this, and this is like reminding me of the LuLaRoe.
Me too.
Documentary where they were talking about how they went out of the country down to Mexico to do the
liposuction, right?
No, the balloon, the like gastric bypass or whatever.
Yeah.
The gastric balloon.
Gastric balloon, yeah.
Anyway, so or the gastric sleeve or whatever the fuck it was.
All of those things. They're all different but the same.
But this is what people are doing. They're going on these trips like that are being organized to go to. It's like basically like tourism to go do these procedures.
Fucking surgery sisters. They're meeting each other in Facebook groups because they all want to go get something done, and then they're like going in pairs, you know, because you need a buddy. Yeah. To go to a foreign country. And they're going to places like Mexico, the Dominican Republic, even Thailand, like, and they're getting this surgery. And these trips are not specific to BBLs. In fact, people that travel to these countries to get surgeries fucking might as well get multiple things done. You're already there. Like, they'll just add a lipo or rhinoplasty, breast augmentation, like whatever. They're just adding all this stuff. But that's more problematic because that's more trauma to your body. And it's more recovery time where you're kind of stranded in a foreign country and like hope things go right and hope you can access the care you need.
Oh my God. Yeah.
It's sadly, you know, there's a lot of women that have gone and died. And the Red Table Talk brought up this woman, Alicia Renette Williams, who in 2019 went to the Dominican Republic and did not make it home. She ended up having a pulmonary embolism 5 days after her procedures, and she was a 9th grade teacher and a mother, and just seemed like a really nice, lovely person who really wanted to look good. And like, that's the hardest part. It's like, so, you know, she just was, this is something she really wanted, and it's something she wanted for a long time that she saved up for and was like treating herself to it to make herself feel good. And it's so sad that it's just so sad.
Yeah, she left behind a really sweet little boy.
Yeah.
Who at the time of the taping of the Red Table, he was like a teenager at that, like when Jada talked to him, and it was just like, he's just a sweetheart, and he doesn't have a mom now, and it's so fucking sad, man.
It's so sad, and it really, I mean, I think we've been, like nailing home how dangerous this procedure is, just, you know, by how many people, you know, die from it. But I do want to say that like other countries definitely have taken this more seriously, and whether it's because they have more government involvement over this type of procedure or what, I don't know, or maybe their standards are different, But like in the UK, for instance, the British Association of Aesthetic and Plastic Surgery has recommended that British surgeons refrain from performing the surgery altogether. It's not a ban per se, but most doctors won't perform this procedure.
Yeah, just because the hassle is just like way more.
Yeah.
The hassle being people could die.
Yeah, the hassle being
You know?
it's a risky procedure. And that says to me, if I'm in the UK, what that says to me is, okay, so all the good doctors aren't doing this. I should for sure not go to a different doctor here. It doesn't matter, but there are people who are still doing it, who are still offering it in the UK. I did a Google because I was trying to figure out if it was banned. And there's like a ton of ads came up for like BBL in the UK. And because I think maybe because it has been banned, because it's not safe, UK residents have traveled to places like Turkey, and sadly they've died after this elective surgery. So it's really just like, yeah, again, like I would not want to be going to Turkey, getting a butt lift, and then I die. And it's like, what happened to Nicole? And it's like, she died from her butt in Turkey. You know what I mean? Like her butt killed her in Turkey. It's like, oh my God.
First of all, it's your butt. Second of all,
like, did it eat her? No.
What did turkey have to do with it? Did she eat too much turkey? No, the country turkey.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like
I could see how that story would get very muddled,
Yeah. Especially if I died like around Thanksgiving. Like if I use Thanksgiving timing to go to Turkey. Like it's a whole, it's like, then I've ruined the holiday for multiple people and it's bad.
Yeah. Oh my God. But it's like, it truly is. It's real. It's very sad and it's fucked up. And there's an even deeper level why this is just beyond just the fact that it kills people.
Yeah.
This is fucked up on a whole other deeper level that I don't think even a lot of people think about or realize when they're like so obsessed with like wanting to achieve this beauty standard.
Yeah.
It's appropriating Black and Latinx culture for profit.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. That's like the big picture of it. I think like it's so easy to just be caught up in the fact that this is a trend. But I think where it's problematic, especially for people like online influencers, is that they're making money post BBL. Like see every Kardashian.
Every influencer that you see on the beach with a big ass and you're like, wow, that's the biggest butt I've ever seen and it looks so good. I want that butt. They make money from having these Instagrams. They just get like tons and tons of followers and market whatever products,
Yep.
Whatever squat machine.
Right. And diarrhea tea. My diarrhea tea, it blew out my butt and made my waist small. It's like, what? No, it didn't.
No.
Yeah. And, it's like the appropriating isn't just, they're like stealing the way these women's bodies look naturally. It's that they're profiting off the shapes and sizes of Black women and Latinx women who have been criticized or overly sexualized or caricaturized for having these bodies for centuries. Yeah. So, so it's kind of like, Black women with hair and like why white women are looked at when they have like dreads or something as appropriating. It's because Black women have been told that in this instance their bodies are wrong, quote unquote, and we've been telling them that for years, and then to turn around and then take that from them, put it on white bodies, and then make money off of it, that's where it's problematic. It's if we hadn't been like shaming Black and Latinx women for literal decades, centuries, for their bodies, maybe it wouldn't be an issue. But because we've been doing that and then we're appropriating that as white women and then we're making money off of the ways that they've built culture, Because that's what it is too. It's, culture vulture. It's like they've
Mm-hmm.
made this attractive and we're all just gawking and now we want it for ourselves. And
Yeah. It's just like the colorism issue too, like with the Kardashians, especially.
Yeah.
Again, going back to them doing this shit.
Yeah.
It's like black women and any woman of color has been shamed for being too dark,
Yep.
over the centuries. And the Kardashians decided that they want to have darker skin in all of their photos, and then it's just like that's the trend is.
But they get to keep their privilege. That's the
Mhm.
thing. Because it's
Yeah.
like, I mean, that's
They're
the
literal
part.
billionaires,
Right.
because of it. So
Yeah. It's
but they
really bad.
yeah, there's people that profit off of this, and it's really gross. So looking a certain way and getting surgeries to augment their bodies so that they have these characteristics that have been deemed for so long by white supremacist, culture
Yeah.
as being wrong or over sexualized is now the hot new thing.
Right.
So
Right. Oh my
basically is what
God.
the message is. So
It's brutal. There's
mhm.
also like one more gross layer for this, and that's a lot of these influencers. And these are not like these are popular influencers, they're not like Kardashian level where they're like so in pop culture, but they're popular on TikTok or Instagram and they're popular to young people. They're sharing their journeys getting this surgery for clout, and they're in some instances taking it into the operating room.
How is that allowed? I'm not even allowed to. It says in my fucking my doctor's office, in my pediatrician, in Jack and Damien's pediatrician office, that you can't even take pictures in there. How is that possible?
I know. I don't know. Well, because they're probably at these like Florida day spas where it's like
Ugh,
no one
yeah.
gives a shit. No one has any scruples. It's just like total trash. Also, I don't know. I think I could have gotten a video of my jaw surgery, which is so traumatic, and I would never want to see that ever in my entire life because they're like breaking your face with a hammer.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
And you're like, I'm a piece of meat.
Yeah,
oh
and
my
they're
God,
flapping your skin. I don't know. But so for this, maybe it's a little bit different. I think maybe just as gross. But here's the problem. I think of this as like a sex tape. Like in theory, I think an influencer thinks it's a good idea and like you'll be fine and you'll look fine. But then you see some things you cannot unsee, like angles, fluids, the fucking light catches a long nipple hair and your career's over. You know what I mean? Let alone if you die on the table.
Oh my God, that it's only a matter of time before, like they were saying on Red Table Talk.
Yeah.
Because people are live streaming their fucking surgeries before somebody just dies on video doing this. It's like we are truly in hell right now.
It's hell. It's hell.
It's hell. We live in hell. So yeah, assuming you don't die from this procedure and you recover okay, your ass might suddenly become uneven, rippled, saggy, just straight up cattywampus. That is the best word I can think of for a fucked up butt. Okay.
But why didn't you read it assuming you don't die?
Assuming you don't die from this procedure. Yeah. Your butt might end up looking cattywampus. Your butt might end up looking like a fucking garbage bag full of magnetiles because your fat might be unevenly, like the fat cells might survive unevenly, or like I mentioned before, if a person doesn't have enough fat on their body to suck out and fill up your butt, they might have to do fillers or implants. In that case, a lot of places use silicone as filler, which is dangerous because that can migrate and leach onto other adjacent structures in your butt.
Oh my God.
You're fucking, I don't know. It's not, it ain't good. It's going to migrate though. And then this procedure has become risky even more because even more risky because there's also counterfeit fillers that are rampant on the market.
Oh my God.
And there's many unqualified doctors performing illegal injections.
Yeah.
And like Cardi B has talked about this. She had a
She had a bad butt?
She had a bad butt lift back in like, 2015 or 20 something like that.
Yeah.
She's like, she talked openly about it.
Good for her.
And yeah,
that's the other side note. That's the other problem is celebrities saying that not admitting to getting all these procedures. It's causing impossible standards.
Cardi B like openly admits that she's like, it's just like Dolly Parton where she's like, I'm made of plastic,
Yeah.
Like,
it's okay. Why are you? It's weird that celebrities would be shameful about it. It's like, you didn't look like this before. We're not stupid.
Fucking, like, don't piss on my foot and tell me it's raining.
Yeah,
Come on.
yeah.
We're not stupid. You didn't do squats in the gym for 2 months. Like,
I know.
Your ass did not just appear. Like, come on.
Yeah.
So, so there's like all this like black market material that people are injecting into other people's butts.
Oh my God.
Just like somebody who went to fucking, I don't know, like play school fucking doctor academy. I don't know. Like,
I thought you were gonna say they went to like Home Depot and they just
they went to Home Depot and got some cement.
Dude,
literally.
Okay, wait, can I tell you about this guy in Florida who this guy, he was a fake doctor in Florida, of course. Just be careful. If you're in Florida, be so careful, please. Just really be careful.
Truly, of everything.
There's
everything. Fucking alligators. There's people injecting people with cement. Like, come on.
Listen, I'm not going to tell you to move because maybe you have family there, a good job, whatever. Like, you can live wherever you want to live, but maybe consider it if you can, like Florida's scary. Okay. This guy, O'Neill Ron Morris, an unlicensed, unaccredited man, injected a mixture of cement, mineral oil, bathroom caulking, and fix-a-flat tire sealant into a woman's butt. And the reason he was found out
multiple women's butts.
Yes, but this woman in particular had all these things. I think it was multiple women's, but this woman, these are the things that were in the mixture that he put into this one woman's butt. Very specific.
Are you talking about like fucking like Flex Seal shit?
Yeah. Fix a flat tire. Sealant. Like it's like gooey and then it turns into tire. This was in her buttocks.
God. Oh my God.
And the reason that he was found out is that this particular patient wrote to the Florida Department of Health and she was like, listen, my butt is hard and it's black. It hardened and it turned black. A few months later, this woman died from her butt, and a medical examiner determined her death was due to respiratory failure from, and this is a quote, massive systemic silicone migration from injections in her buttocks and hips.
Oh my God.
They were putting fucking, what's that stuff like, you know at the supermarket, those plastic balloons?
Yeah.
Like that balloons? It's like a ball and a balloon. It's like this plasticky, like rubbery shit.
I'm thinking of literal Flex Seal, the like infomercial where they slap it on a boat to like caulk a fucking hole.
I think it's like that, like tire patch shit. I mean, fucking bathroom caulking.
Jesus Christ.
Mineral oil? What is that? No, that's too slippery. I don't know.
Oh.
It's all so fucked up, and it's like, I don't know. This is hearing about people going to cheaper places to save a buck, and I know it's tempting. I know that like these people really, really want to get this thing done and they're fixated on it and they think it's going to change their life. First of all, it's not. Your life's not going to change because your butt's better, okay? It's not. And second, fucking, I don't want any of this shit. Like, I don't want this in my aging butt. I don't want cement. No, that is not something I want in my aging butt. Fucking, you want to put a brick in there, a boulder, a sack of rusty nails? What else is going in there? Like, I don't need that.
Bitch, okay, first of all, like, no one knows, like, what's going to happen, like, over time with these aging butts. Like,
because it's too new of a procedure.
People won't get a fucking tattoo in certain places because they're like, oh, my body is going to change. And what the fuck do you think is going to happen?
Oh my God.
With all this shit in your butt. Like, you think that, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
like how is this big ass gonna hold up over the next 50 years?
It's not, because gravity is a real thing. I know there's
Mm-mm.
conspiracy theories floating around that it's not, but it is, and it will cause your butt to keep sinking lower and lower.
I'm like, what do you like? Okay, first of all, what are you getting this for? You're getting
Yeah.
this for fucking cool pictures on the beach, like to attract like a certain type of dude who's probably trash.
Yeah, who cares what
Like,
that dude thinks? Fucking,
yeah, like I don't know, man. Like,
If you don't like me at my flat butt, you don't deserve me at my Brazilian butt. You know what I
that's
mean?
right. I know. Listen, do whatever you want. Um,
It's your body.
It's your body, and I don't shame anybody for wanting to do this. Like, I love a
No.
good butt. Like, oof, I love a good butt.
And we all have ideals of what we want to look like.
A beautiful butt is a thing of any, like, anyone, any person, any human. I am looking at that butt. I love a butt.
I was going to disagree, but Pete has a great butt. So
I
Pete
don't-
has a
I-
great butt with nice, really nice, it's not like a big butt, but he has very nice, strong thighs.
DJ, same.
Oh
Good
my God.
butt. Like, he has
Yeah.
that like defined like
Yeah.
under curvature
Yes.
where it's like,
Yeah.
and it's not flat, and
Nope.
it's like fills out his jeans really
Yeah.
good. You know, it's
I love
like,
it.
mwah.
I know.
I love a good butt. I like looking at mine in the mirror. I love it. I love looking at ladies' butts, dudes' butts, you know, people butts.
Yeah.
Just love them.
But bodies are beautiful. And like people who have strong, strong, full bodies is very beautiful. It's healthy. It's attractive. Like that's, and I'm so grateful that our society is, it's still a very unrealistic version of a body that is quote unquote all women should have, with the tiny waist and the big boobs and hips and butt and all that stuff. But I do appreciate that fuller bodies are in.
I do too.
Like
I do too.
it makes, and this is where I think body positivity is coming from to some degree, because regular people can feel good about their body because they're not being shamed for not being a size 0. It's like,
Yeah.
we just get to have the bodies we have and not be so fixated on it. But yeah, I don't know. It makes me so sad.
I just want everybody to, because along with like this type of procedure, any big, procedure that is going to alter your body, like you have to make sure that it's coming from like you have to know like the risks. You have to know like what you're getting into with everything. You got to do your due diligence and research the doctor that you're using. Like everything about this it's such a huge decision. And like even afterwards, like you have to be prepared that like maybe it's not going to live up to everything that you wanted. Like there's going to just, I think like it's such a slippery slope for some people. And some people develop like severe depression after this, because it's just like the expectation versus reality can be really intense. And so it's just like a lot to consider. People develop like severe body dysmorphia, like all kinds of stuff can happen. So even outside of like the physical complications and death, that is a possibility that can happen. You just have to weigh all these things before you really consider doing something like this. So even things that are commonplace like boob jobs, whatever, it's really intense. So I say do whatever you want, but make sure you're doing your due diligence. And you're prepared.
And my favorite thing that Dr. Perry said, which is so important, is like ask questions and advocate for yourself. And that's just true of like anytime you're at the doctor's office. Like, I hate when I'm rushed through and I feel like the doctor is not answering my questions. And I think I mentioned this when I had my jaw surgery, but my jaw surgeon answered every single question I had. And I had a list. And
Mm-hmm.
didn't make me feel rushed, did not make me feel like he had to be anywhere else but in that room. I was very apologetic, of course, I'm a woman. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I have another question. And he's
The
like,
feminine
that's
urge
okay.
to apologize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was just so reassuring and made me feel so comfortable. And like that experience has made me like, that's my gold standard now. Every single appointment I have for anything, I expect, this is my time. Like, I expect, and I'm paying you.
Mm-hmm.
I want your attention, and I want this to be thorough, and I want to leave here confident in how we're treating whatever it is we're treating. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It is. So that's it. You know, like if you're going to go through all this or something similar or whatever, you know, just make sure you are
Prepared.
confident. Yeah, you are confident because once you're in there, you cannot control anything. It's all up to the people you've entrusted. And sadly, for this procedure, even that is not good sometimes because it can go wrong even with a good surgeon. So,
oh my God. And you guys, there's so much more that I could say. I mean, the ethics of this, like from a medical perspective, just I can't even. Well, gosh, thanks for listening and follow us on social media
at DTFU podcast, all the platforms. Come join
go
our
to
Discord.
website. Oh yeah, sorry. Got all kinds of suggestions for you.
Go to our website, DTFU podcast, learn about our Patreon. You could join our Discord. All the things are there on the website.
Check it out.
Yeah.
What else? Anything else? I think that's it.
That's good.
All right. Well, listen here. Stay excellent to yourselves
and each other.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Bye-bye.